Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of my biblical political series. Here's episode 1, When Nations Turn from God, Israel's Demand for a King. In this study of modern politics, we often think about the will of the people, but what happens when the will of the people directly contradicts the wisdom of God? Today we're looking at one of the most significant political shifts in the Bible, Israel's transition from a theocracy, where God was literally their king, to a human monarchy. It's a story about the desire for security and the pressure to conform and the hidden costs of centralized power. Now, before Israel had a king or a place for a throne, they had a covenant. Starting in Exodus 18, we see a foundational model, a decentralized system of local leaders, men of character who feared God and hated materialism. For centuries, during the time of Judges, Israel functioned as a tribal federation. There was no standing army and no federal tax. The book of Judges tells us that everyone did what was right in their own eyes. Now, this did lead to periods of moral chaos, but it also represented a unique form of freedom. They didn't have a human king because, as Gideon said in Judges 8:23, the Lord shall rule over you. Their identity was found in being different from every other nation on earth. Part of that identity was how they presented themselves in the world, living with quality and purpose. And speaking of representing yourself well, if you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your wardrobe with premium clothwear and streetwear, the wait is officially over because you have to move fast. True Religion, straight out of the city of LA, is having their massive end-of-season sale. We're talking up to 75% off across the entire site, from their iconic Stitch-themed hoodies and essentials. Everything is marked down. Deals this big do not last. You have until January 21st to grab what you want before the sale ends and the price goes back up. If you know True Religion, you know quality is top tier, and 75% off. These pieces are going to move fast. So don't miss out. Click the affiliate link down below and to shop the sale directly while also supporting the channel. Get LA style for a fraction of the price. Shop now. Now, while personal style is one way we show up in the world, the Israelites were worried about a different kind of image, their national standing among superpowers of the day. The shift happens in 1 Samuel 8. The elders of Israel approach the prophet Samuel with a specific request: appoint us a king to judge us like all the nations. This is a core political problem. This wasn't just a request for leadership, it was a rejection of their distinctiveness. God tells Samuel, they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me from being the king over them. The warning Samuel gives is a sobering warning that a centralized government will do. In verses 10 through 18, he repeats one word over and over: take. He will take your sons for his chariots, he will take your daughters for his kitchens, and he will take a tenth of your grain and your vineyards. Samuel warned that that when a king comes at a price of liberty, yet the people insisted, preferring a visible human ruler that they could see over the invisible God they had to trust. This tension doesn't stay in the Old Testament, however. It reappears in the life of Jesus. In John 19:15, when the religious leaders were faced with their true Messiah, they shouted the ultimate political compromise: we have no king but Caesar. This mirrors the heart of 1 Samuel 8, its tendency of humanity to trade spiritual authority for political convenience. This is why in the New Testament writers, such as Paul, writes in Romans 12, urges us not to be conformed to this world. The moment we try to make our kingdom look exactly like the world around us, we lose everything that makes us effective. So what is the lesson for us today? The Bible doesn't say government is evil. Romans 13 tells us that authority is instituted by God to maintain order. However, 1 Samuel 8 serves as a permanent warning light on the dashboard of history. It reminds us that although we look to human leaders to provide security that only God can give, the cost of that king is always higher than what we expect. But the story doesn't end with a demand. It begins a centuries-long conflict between those who speak for the state and those who speak for the Creator. Join us for our next episode, Prophets versus Politicians, Truth in the Face of Power, where we examine the inevitable clash between divine decree and political compromise. So thank you guys for joining me. If you found this helpful, please grab your Bible and read through 1 Samuel 8 and 1 Samuel 12 this week to see the warnings for yourself. We'll see you in the next episode, and thank you guys for watching again. It is going to be a true blessing going through this series with you guys, and I can't wait to see what happens. God bless, and Happy New Year.